What is PI? The pink part of the eye that's normally hidden under the eye, when it becomes swollen and your piggies, their eyes droop and you can see that fatty tissue, that is what we call PI in guinea pigs. This fatty tissue under and inside the eye is called the conjunctival sac. Now you've heard the term conjunctivitis, which is also pink eye. Now pink eye can affect the eyeball itself, the tissue, the membrane around the eye, but it also can affect the soft tissue around the eye, that's the inner eyelid. So the conjunctival sac and conjunctivitis, that's where you get the term conjunctivitis. It's because of the conjunctival sac, which is just this fatty tissue inside and around the eye. PI occurs when the conjunctival sac, this fatty tissue around and underneath the eye, protrudes, causing a droopy eye effect. Theories about what cause PI include untreated eye infections, obesity, heart disease, and genetics. Don't confuse PI with an eye infection or a cyst or a sty. And if you see sudden changes in your guinea pig's eye, then go see a vet. It's important to pay close attention to any sudden changes with your guinea pig's eyes, like a hay poke or an infection or runny eyes or crusty eyes. Terramycin ointment is really good to have in your emergency kit. It's a antibiotic ointment that is specifically designed for the eyes. Also, an eye lubricant like Genteel can be really good to have on hand. And in an emergency, when there's an eye injury, terramycin or eye lubricant can really help. But if something doesn't clear up within a day, you really want to make an appointment for the vet so that they can decide if any medication besides some over-the-counter ointment is necessary. And sometimes these over-the-counter ointments can actually either do more harm than good or really won't do anything at all. So it's really important that if something doesn't change within a day, that you go to your vet. PI isn't a sudden change. It's really something that happens gradually over time, and it's not something harmful or something to worry about. In fact, I actually think it's kind of endearing when pigs develop it. It's actually cute, but it's nothing to worry about unless it is preventing them from seeing or it's causing some kind of actual problem with their ability to see or a discomfort. And there are laser treatments, but that's extremely rare. And in almost all cases, PI is really nothing to worry about. I got a message asking to do this video because I don't have a dedicated PI video. And so I did a lot of research, and the causes include a prolonged infection or obesity or genetics or heart disease. And I think out of all of those, I think genetics is the most likely cause. And when I looked on guinealinks.info, they seem to indicate that it's more genetics, which I tend to agree with, because although a lot of the sites said obesity is a major cause in PI, my piggy Onyx right here, he's by far my heaviest pig, and he doesn't have PI. Bengal down here also is a pretty heavy pig, and he doesn't have PI either. But Phil did gain some weight rapidly as he has been here. Originally, Phil was emaciated, very skinny. He had mange and ringworm, and we brought him from a really bad state of poor health into a really good state, and he is a robust, healthy piggy. I wouldn't consider him overweight, but he did develop the PI on one side as he got bigger and as he got stronger and as he was nursed back to health. But it's only in one eye. So it's my feeling that it's most likely genetics that plays the most part, because like I said, I've got a lot of big pigs. I've had many really large pigs over the years, and they never developed PI. And then I've had other pigs that developed it that didn't seem to be overweight. Now, it does make sense that if we're talking about fatty tissue under and around the eye, that the more fatty tissue there is, the more likely it may protrude. But why is it that some very large, very chunky, chubby pigs don't ever develop it, and some that are less chunky and chubby do develop it? So I think it's more a genetic thing, but really, I wouldn't stress too much. I wouldn't overthink it or worry about it too much, because in most cases it's not very pronounced and it doesn't cause any vision impairment. It doesn't hinder them in any way, and it makes me love them. I think that they're cute. I don't love them any less, and in fact, like I said, it's very endearing to see these droopy-eyed piggies. It's not something that I would worry about, but let me know in the comments. Do you have a pig that has PI on one eye or both eyes? Are they extra obese? Do you have other pigs that are even chunkier that don't have the PI? Now, let's talk for a second about obesity or guinea pigs being overweight, because at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, we say that if your guinea pig is eating a proper diet and they have a large space where they can run around, you don't have to worry about them being overweight. And if your vet says that your guinea pig is overweight and you need to limit the food that you're giving to them, you need to fire your vet. Now, or you need to shift what they're eating. Remember, a guinea pig's diet is 80% hay. And then I give them a bowl of pellets every day, and I give them just a little handful of veggies. And guinea pigs that are eating that diet, they really can't be overweight. Guinea pigs hide their illness, and guinea pigs can lose 50 to 100 grams if they have tooth issues, if they're not feeling well, and having that extra couple 100 grams is really going to be the difference between, them really suffering with an illness and actually having that cushion of extra body weight and calories that will allow them to get through that illness. And it's been our opinion and our experience that that can make a big difference, and that really a couple 100 grams here or there is not that big of a deal. It's really important that your guinea pigs have enough space to run, and they have enough space to move, and that they're not in a tiny cage. And if you can meet all those requirements, I wouldn't worry about them being overweight. I wouldn't worry about them being obese. I wouldn't worry about any of that stuff, and I certainly wouldn't worry about PI. All right, so I hope that answers your questions. Let me know in the comments, do your piggies have PI, and what is your experience with that? I think that these comments are a great place for us to share our experience, our knowledge, and to keep this conversation going. So until next time, thanks for watching.